I'm still shaking as I type this. Maybe writing it down will help me breathe again. Because right now, I feel like the air has been ripped out of my lungs. Today was supposed to be special. 10 years. A whole decade of marriage. Ryan and I had been through so much together: student loans, job losses, moving cross-country, 2 miscarriages, and finally, the birth of our son, Ethan. We had built a life that looked solid from the outside. People used to say we were relationship goals. This morning, Ryan left for work early. He kissed me on the forehead and said, "Tonight." "Just wait," I smiled, thinking he had some surprise planned. I had no idea the surprise would destroy everything. After getting Ethan ready for school, I came back into the kitchen and saw a red envelope on the counter. It was elegant, sealed, and had my name, or so I thought, written on the front. I opened it with a smile. That smile didn't last. The letter began with, "My love, I don't know how we got here. Maybe it was fate. Maybe it was wrong. But I don't regret a second of it." My heart skipped. "You're the fire I never expected, the comfort I never knew I needed. Even when I'm home with her, I'm thinking of you. What, I miss you when you're not beside me. Your scent, your touch, your voice, it's all I crave. I wish we didn't have to hide. But in every stolen moment, I feel more alive than I ever did before." My hands started to shake. "Yours, always, Ryan." The room began to spin. I turned the envelope over again, looking closer this time. It wasn't my name, it was Rachel's, my sister. The L in the smudged ink had made me assume it was my name. But now, under the light, I saw the truth. It said, Rachel. At first, I thought, no. This has to be some kind of mistake. Rachel and Ryan always got along. But that made sense. She lived with us for 3 months after our mom died. She was grieving, fragile. Ryan was being kind, or so I thought. I felt like I was drowning. I couldn't scream, couldn't cry, couldn't even stand. I just sank onto the kitchen floor and stared at the words until they blurred. Then something snapped. I took a picture of the letter. Then I started digging. First, I checked Ryan's work phone, the one he barely used anymore. He had gotten a new one a few months ago and said it was for privacy due to work security, but his old one? He still left it in the drawer. Still charged. Still active. There were no messages under Rachel's name, but there were voice memos, dozens. One was titled Sunday Morning. I hit play. His voice came through, low and shaky. I told her I loved her. She cried. She said it was wrong, but she couldn't stop. I held her until she fell asleep. God, I don't know what I'm doing. Ellie doesn't deserve this. But when I'm with Rachel, I stopped the recording. I was going to vomit. I called my best friend Kara. She came over in 10 minutes. She held me as I hyperventilated. Then she helped me search. We checked the shared computer. Emails. Hidden folders. He had an entire Dropbox folder titled Spring Rain, Rachel's favorite poem. I suddenly remembered. Inside were photos. Of them. Her sitting on his lap. Him kissing her neck. Hotel room selfies. One where she wore my scarf. They had been together for over a year, while I was pregnant, while I was in labor, while I was mourning our mother. But then we found something worse: video footage. A file simply labeled our night. It was them. In our bed. Our sheets. The blanket my grandmother had knitted when I was 10 was draped over her. Kara gasped and covered her mouth. I just sat there, frozen. My world didn't just shatter, it burned. I confronted him that night. He walked in, smiling. Holding a small velvet box. Happy anniversary, babe. I didn't even look at it. I handed him the letter. He stared at it for a long time. Then he looked up and said, "You weren't supposed to see that." That's when I knew. He didn't deny it, didn't lie, didn't try to twist it. He just broke. He sat down and cried. Told me everything. That it started after Mom died. That they leaned on each other. That it just happened, that it kept happening, that he loved her, and me. And then he said the most chilling part: Rachel thought we could keep it a secret forever. She said you'd never find out. She even wanted us to try and have another baby, so you'd be too busy to notice. I felt sick. Rachel's sudden encouragement for us to have another child made a twisted kind of sense now. It was a diversion, a distraction. I kicked him out that night, he begged, said it was over. That she ended it. That he wanted to save our marriage, but I couldn't hear him, all I could hear was Rachel's voice in my head. Telling me, just weeks ago, that she was finally seeing someone who made her feel safe. She let me cry on her shoulder while lying to my face. I remembered the perfume I couldn't identify on Ryan once. The phone call Rachel had taken in my bathroom, whispering. The unexplained weekend she suddenly disappeared to clear her mind, it was all right there. I just didn't want to see it. I called her the next day, she answered on the third ring. Ellie, I can explain, you slept with my husband. Silence, I never meant to hurt you, she whispered, but you did. Over and over again, I was grieving. He was there. It just happened. Did you love him? Another silence. Yes, that was all I needed. I blocked her. I haven't spoken to her since, but 2 weeks later, she emailed me. A long letter, begging for forgiveness. Saying she wanted to die. That Ryan used her grief. That she missed our bond. That she didn't know how to live with herself. I didn't respond. I still haven't, because in her apology, not once did she say she regretted what she did. Only that she regretted the consequences. It's been 6 months. I filed for divorce. Ryan didn't contest it, Ethan is too young to understand. But one day, I'll tell him the truth. When he's old enough. When he asks why his father doesn't live with us anymore, my parents are devastated. They've tried to make peace. But I told them, if they want a relationship with me, Rachel can't be in the room. They haven't pushed back. Maybe they understand this wound is too deep. My mom once asked if I could ever forgive her. I said maybe, in another lifetime. Maybe when the sky turns green and pigs fly. Maybe when betrayal doesn't feel like a knife turning every time I breathe. I'm seeing a therapist. I'm learning to breathe again. To trust myself again. Some days are good. I laugh. I take Ethan to the park. I start painting again. Other days, I lie in bed, staring at the ceiling, wondering how I missed it all. I started keeping a journal. My therapist said it would help. Every entry ends with the same phrase, I am enough, because I was enough. I was kind. I was present. I was loving, they were the ones who failed. Not me, and every day, I get stronger. I refuse to let their betrayal define me. I was a loyal wife. A loving sister. A devoted mother. They were cowards, and I survived them. I'm still surviving, and one day soon, I'll thrive.